Hey, I'm Scotty Stevens and welcome to Young Infopreneurs. And welcome to the very first video, the very first training video on the site. Big stuff. Okay, now today's video I'm going to take you through the process of registering your domain name for your site. Now at this point I'm assuming that you've done your research, your preliminary research, market research. You know what the name of your site is and you know which market you're going into. And by the way, I will go through all that stuff on the site at some point. So now you're ready to register your domain name, the site at which you're going to call your name. I use GoDaddy. I've used them for ages and I think they're brilliant. They're relatively well priced and also the control panel is excellent. So easy to manage your domain names. I'm actually signed into my account, but you will see a similar page to this. If you're new to GoDaddy, you've never used it before, you'll see a similar page and you will actually create an account on actually buying your domain names. So okay, you'll see a box just like this, and the first thing you want to do is you want to enter the name of the domain that you want. So now I'm going to go ahead, and I've actually been here before, so obviously I already had .com because this is the site you're watching it on, but I want to go ahead and I want to get younginfopreneurs.net. The reason I'm doing this is because I recommend that once you're sure you're going to go ahead with a project. For instance, if your site name is called, I don't know, bigangrydog.com, I always recommend, if you're sure you're going to go ahead with that project, then go ahead and get bigangrydog.net, .co.uk if you're in the UK, .ca if you're in Canada, .au if you're in Australia, .tv perhaps, seeing as video is becoming quite prominent on websites these days. The reason I do that is because you're kind of protecting your brand. You don't want someone to, sometimes people will go and type in the website name at the top, and they might type in, just say you've got bigangrydog.com, they might go ahead and type in bigangrydog.net, thinking they're going to get to your site. They'll get to someone else's site who's got .net, and you'll miss an opportunity to get that potential customer. So it's worth to kind of build your brand. It's worth getting .net, and I'll show you a few of these other extensions, because you can always, and I'll show you how to do this as well, you can always point these to .com. Okay, first thing I'll do is I'll give you this box here where you've got the choice to add even further extensions to your site. .biz, see, and yeah, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get .biz, .info, .tv because it's a kind of video site, .co.uk, and I'm going to leave the rest. Don't really want .org, that's normally charities, foundations. .us, .ws and .name aren't really that popular, so most people think of .com when they think of a website. So by the way, if you're going for if you are choosing a domain name and the name you want .com is gone, I wouldn't recommend getting that name. I would only recommend getting the name if you can get the .com, because first thing people think of a website is they think of .com. So make sure the .com is the first one that you get, and then once you're sure you're going to go ahead with that project, then get the rest of these, is my recommendation. Okay, so they'll give you other extensions and other similar domain names that you can buy. I don't want any of those, so I'm just going to go ahead and click the continue button. Excuse me, which will take you to this page, stop, where they give you again the opportunity to save some money on these extensions here, .org, .us. Again, I don't want those. If you do want these other extensions and they offer you, click the button here, yes, add these to my order. But on this occasion I don't want those. I'm just going to go ahead and click on no thanks, continue to check out, which will take you to this page. Now they'll give you a kind of a list of years or terms that you want your domain to run from. I normally just leave it on the standard there, 2 years, because they'll renew it automatically. If you want to renew yourself, you can click manual, but I just leave it on automatically, which it will get renewed. They'll notify you of its renewal, but they'll go ahead and renew it for you. It saves a lot of time. Okay, next step is type of registration. Standard is what I normally go for. They'll offer you deluxe registration and platinum registration, which kind of all to do with security. You know, if you want, you can have your domain made private, so it can't be found, or your details at least can't be found by people. I normally tend to leave it standard, which means your details can be found, because from a kind of, I don't know, a customer point of view, I think it's good that you have that stuff made available. It kind of increases your credibility. If somebody wants to find out who is this site owned by, and there's your name and address, then it just kind of increases your credibility if there's like a human and a human address behind it. That's my point of view. If you are worried about security problems, then fine, just check one of these two here. I normally leave it on standard registration. Last step is they'll give you this choice here to show you some more offers, some more exclusive offers, but I normally just leave it on quick checkout and click continue, which will take you straight to your shopping cart. And here we go, here's the shopping cart, and there's a list of all the domains there that you've ordered. Okay, now then they'll give you a list of payment options. I'm going to go ahead and use my PayPal. I've actually got a PayPal account on file with GoDaddy, and you have that option when you open up your account. You have that option to do that within your control panel, so I tend to use that because it's quick. And finally, just check those two there. If you want, you can read them, the agreements and terms of service, so check them both and move on to what you pay for this stuff. Okay, there's, and if you do have a PayPal account on your file, that's where it'll be. Okay, and obviously the necessary for security things are, you can't see the actual code there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. And we'll take you to slow today. Okay, and that, in fact, that is it. At the end of the order, they'll give you some more stuff that if you want, you can go ahead and order. If you want, you can add them to your order. But you know, that's done now, and you can print your receipt. You can go back to your account, and that is the process of registering your domain. So go ahead and click, if you want to, go ahead and click the link there for GoDaddy and get started.